What exactly are they smoking in the writer's room, and how can I acquire it?
This time.
What did you do? I hope you'll forgive me for this one last secret.
And with all good things, our wild and enigmatic voyage into Lovecraft country has come to an end. Guys, what it is, what it do, it's your boy Caped Informer here with a bittersweet breakdown to one of my most favorite television series in quite some time, Lovecraft Country episode 10, Full Circle. I'm still not sure how to feel about this ending and not so sure how it sets up for a possible second season. I can't help but feel like this should have been an hour and a half or even a 2-hour finale. Like, I don't know. It just felt like they were trying to squeeze too many things into this episode and not enough scenes or moments got enough justice. And there's still so many unanswered questions. Either way, we're going to try and answer what we can in this video. However, I would like to take a quick moment to thank you all who have included me and my recaps in your Lovecraft Country journey. If you are new, it would mean the world to me if you tapped on that subscribe button. There's just so much more to come. Okay, as we were, episode 10 starts off right from the end of episode 9. The group has secured the Book of Names after traveling back to Tulsa 1921, and they can finally rid Dee of her curse. In doing this, Atticus is propelled to the ancestral realm where he meets his ancestor Hannah and his mother Dora. She explains to him that this ancestral place was created many lifetimes ago by Hannah's hatred for the Braithwaite clan and her desire to protect and pass down the secrets of the Book of Names to her descendant, which is what Nana Hattie did for Letty, now that she is giving birth to Atticus's son, the next descendant. I mean, it took us to the end of the show, but the touching reunion between Tick and his mother was worth it. But again, you know, I just wish we had more time between the two characters and maybe a scene or two between her and Montrose. However, it did serve a purpose. Atticus was able to come to his resolve more or less after the meeting, which prompts them to move forward with stopping Christina's plans. This led Tick and Letty to work together to summon Titus Braithwaite in order to extract some of his flesh that they'll need to cast a spell. With the help of his ancestors, the plan is a success, but this only propels Christina to take more drastic actions for her cause, which included actually meeting with them all. This isn't generational hate, she tries to explain as she confronts the group in George's old workshop. Our families are not at war, this has never been personal. They all stare back at her like, yeah, it kind of feels a bit personal, sweetheart. You're trying to kill our boy. Realizing she wasn't going to reach them with reason, she plays the I'm taking my ball and going home game by taking back Letty's mark of Cain, thereby taking away her invulnerability. This wouldn't be the worst thing that Christina has taken away from Letty this episode, mind you, as Ruby seemingly sides with her opposition now, even after knowing she plans to kill Atticus at all costs. Before they all head to Artem, we find out Ruby steals Christina's vial of blood and gives it to Letty, under the suspicion that Christina wouldn't know. She does find out. Christina ends up killing her off screen, presumably after they hooked up for the first time with Christina in her female form, which was also off screen. Cowards. It just felt like a very cheap death for a character that made so many strides in the series thus far. Christina later uses Ruby's form to deceive Letty and the rest of the group, which was just another slap in the face after they built up their relationship so much. Like, what was the reason? Anyways, Atticus, realizing Christina wasn't playing no games in this showdown, sought help from the one girl that was down for him from the very beginning. Yes, even before Letty. He meets with Gia and apologizes for calling what they had nothing. It was in fact something, but he just didn't want to accept the fate she revealed to him. He probably also didn't want to upset his baby mother any further as well. Let's be honest, Gia was a bit out of pocket just showing up unannounced like that, but that's beyond the point. They cool now, and she's going to help them all with Operation Take Out Christina. This later follows with one of my favorite scenes of the episode when they're all in Woody heading up to Artem. Like, it was such a moment. Alright, like, stop the show for a moment. He's in the car with his baby moms, his ex-Korean demon girlfriend, his dad who's really his uncle, his auntie who lived out over 200 years in another dimension, and his cousin who they just saved from a demonic curse. And they're all in the whip singing along to the crew cuts Shaboom on the radio. What exactly are they smoking in the writer's room? And how can I acquire it? Moving on, so of course their plot to folly Christina's plans doesn't pan out so well. She sees ahead of all of their schemes. She gets the aid of the townspeople to stop them from finishing the spell, and she pushes Letty out of a window in a tower. We're led to believe she's actually dead, but Christina actually gave her back her mark of Cain, saving her before she made impact with the ground. I guess that was just her way of saying, hey, your sister who I killed but loved made me promise not to kill you, but I still need to fulfill this ancient prophecy. Sorry, sis. After they retrieve Atticus and strap him down, Christina slices open our boy's wrist and all seems hopeless for him. Letty does arrive to stop Christina from finishing the spell, but of course, it's too late. They mouth their last I love yous before Atticus leaves us. In one last desperate attempt, Letty chants the spell that would put an end to Christina. However, her and Atticus' bodies aren't connected. That's where my girl Gia comes in and entangles both Christina and Atticus' bodies with her tails from her eyes. Trippy. We see some visions including Atticus' baptism and him delivering a letter to Hippolyta. Then there's a giant explosion. Success! The evil witch is stuck underneath a bunch of rubble while Letty informs her that magic is no longer hers. In fact, it solely belongs to us now. We won, y'all, but at what cost? While the spell connected, it did nothing to bring Atticus back to life, and I'm sure this part of the ending will divide a lot of people. The team says their goodbyes, and it's sad, y'all. Like, they foreshadowed it throughout the whole show, but come on. None of us were ready to see our boy go out like that. The final scene where Dee crushes Christina's neck with her robotic arm does help to confirm she was the one that pushed Atticus back in the portal with the Lovecraft Country book, but could it also be a hint for a second season or even a spin-off show starring Full Metal D? I sure hope so, guys. I still don't know how to feel about this finale. It was far from my favorite episode of the season, I can tell you that. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, thank you all for riding with me all season, and don't forget to subscribe because there will absolutely be more shows for us to break down together with the Informer fam.